Hey, welcome back to the channel. Breaking news today as Washington shakes up the economic landscape with game-changing executive orders that could put $3,500 directly in your pocket. Are you one of the millions of Americans who could qualify for this latest round of stimulus? Stay with me because I'm about to break down exactly what these changes mean for your bank account and when you might see that money hit. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss these critical updates that could impact your financial future. The economic landscape of our nation continues to evolve at a rapid pace, and today's announcement marks a significant shift in how the government plans to address ongoing financial concerns across the country. These executive orders represent some of the most substantial economic policy changes we've seen in recent months, with direct implications for everyday Americans still feeling the pinch from inflation and market volatility. But what exactly do these changes entail, and how soon could you see relief? Let's dive into what's happening right now in Washington. After weeks of intense negotiations and mounting pressure from advocacy groups, the administration has unveiled a series of executive actions aimed at providing immediate economic relief while broader legislative measures work their way through Congress. The centerpiece of these actions is undoubtedly the proposed $3,500 stimulus payment that could reach eligible Americans within the coming months. But, unlike previous stimulus measures, this one comes with some important new qualifications and distribution methods that you absolutely need to understand. Many of you have been asking, who qualifies for this new stimulus payment? According to the initial announcement, eligibility will be based on a modified adjusted gross income threshold, with individuals earning under $75,000 and married couples filing jointly under $150,000 receiving the full amount. The payment phases out gradually for higher income levels, with a complete cutoff at $99,000 for individuals and $198,000 for joint filers. But here's where things get interesting. This round also includes additional considerations for dependents with no age cap, meaning adult dependents who were excluded from previous rounds could now be included. What makes this potential fourth stimulus round different from the previous three? For starters, the administration is emphasizing targeted relief rather than broad distribution. The focus appears to be on those who can demonstrate continued financial hardship due to ongoing economic challenges. This means documentation of unemployment, housing instability, or significant medical expenses could play a role in prioritizing distributions. Are you prepared to show these kinds of financial impacts if required? It's something to start thinking about now rather than scrambling later. The timeline for these payments represents another crucial aspect of today's announcement. According to officials close to the implementation planning, the first wave of payments could begin as soon as 45 days after the final authorization, with direct deposits arriving first, followed by physical checks and economic impact payment cards. This staggered approach means some Americans might see relief by early summer, while others may need to wait until mid to late summer for their payment to arrive. Have you updated your banking information with the IRS recently? If not, now might be the perfect time to ensure they have your current direct deposit details. Beyond the headline-grabbing stimulus payment, these executive orders contain several other economic measures that could significantly impact your financial situation. These include extensions to eviction moratoriums in federally connected housing, expanded unemployment benefit eligibility, and new protections for small business owners struggling to maintain operations. Together, these measures create a comprehensive approach to economic stabilization that goes beyond simple one-time payments. Critics and supporters alike have been quick to weigh in on these developments. Economic analysts point to potential inflation concerns with another round of direct payments, while advocates highlight the continued need for support among vulnerable populations. The administration has responded to inflation concerns by pointing to the targeted nature of these relief measures and complementary policies designed to address supply chain issues and market stability. But what does this mean for your purchasing power in the months ahead? Will this injection of cash help or potentially contribute to rising prices? Let's talk about the funding mechanism behind these stimulus payments, as this represents another significant departure from previous rounds. Rather than creating new debt, officials claim these measures will be funded through a combination of unspent funds from previous relief packages and targeted tax enforcement measures aimed at collecting unpaid taxes from corporations and high-income individuals. This approach aims to address criticism about growing national debt while still providing necessary relief to American households. The implementation process itself contains some important innovations worth noting. The Treasury Department has announced an improved distribution system designed to reach unbanked and underbanked populations more effectively, including partnerships with community organizations, mobile payment options, and expanded outreach in multiple languages. If you've had trouble receiving previous stimulus payments, these changes could potentially make a significant difference in your ability to access these funds. Many viewers have been asking about the relationship between these executive orders and the broader legislative package still under consideration in Congress. According to sources familiar with the negotiations, these executive actions are designed to provide immediate relief while the more comprehensive bill works through the legislative process. This two-track approach aims to address urgent needs while still pursuing longer-term structural changes to the economy. But how might receiving this executive order-based stimulus affect your eligibility for provisions in the eventual legislative package? That remains a question many Americans are asking. For those concerned about potential tax implications, preliminary guidance suggests these payments would be structured similarly to previous stimulus rounds, meaning they would not count as taxable income. However, they may still impact eligibility for certain tax credits or be subject to garnishment for specific types of debt. Have you consulted with a tax professional about how previous stimulus payments affected your tax situation? This experience could provide valuable insight into how to approach this potential new payment. The economic impact of these measures extends beyond individual recipients. Small businesses, particularly those in hard-hit sectors like hospitality, retail, and personal services, could see indirect benefits as consumers have more spending capacity. Community banks and credit unions are also positioned to play a significant role in distribution.